Good evening, everyone. I am Mark, your fat friend, and welcome to night six of Podmas. For those of you that don't know what Podmas is, every year or so, we do a live or maybe live broadcast where we do something different. So last time we did Podmas, we did episodes on our favorite Christmas songs, traditions, all of that kind of fun stuff. This year, we decided to do things a little bit differently. We split up. James is doing beer advent calendar. So if you haven't taken a watch of his episodes, if you're a beer lover, head over there, give him a watch. For me, I'm going to be doing the whiskey tour of the world. I'm on night six. And of course, I've shown this off, but Gravity Drinks of the United Kingdom, it's a lovely set. So this is one item, so one book, Anticipation. But it's not actually a book. Inside are a number six, as a matter of fact, whiskeys. And so we're on night six, so we're finishing our first book, if you will. So the first five. So the first one was Black Whiskey, and that was a product of Peru. Then night two, which so far has been my favorite, Nick Meehan, which was a Scotch whiskey out of Scotland. Night three, which was a good night as well, out of Germany, was Beaverbach. Night four was Stauning Danish whiskey, which was okay. And last night was Bailey Keefe Irish whiskey, which was not my favorite. It is, a matter of fact, is my least favorite of all of them so far. Granted, only 5 out of 24. So tonight we're going to do number 6. Hope you are enjoying these. And if nothing else, it maybe inspires you to want to go out and purchase this item. I found it at Costco for around $150. But I do know they sell it at other locations and through Amazon for a much higher price. But I think it's well worth it. I mean, the set is so nice. Again, let me show off the whole thing. You know, it comes in this nice wooden case, and I have the blur on, so I apologize, but it's a really nice set, and even once you finish it, something you can keep up on a bookshelf, and it just looks nice. And it also did come with 2 glasses, so Whiskey Tour of the World logo. But tonight we will be trying Archie Rose. So another item it came with is this Whiskey Tour of the World guidebook. Let's take a look at Archie Rose. So this is Archie Rose Distilling Company out of Australia. This is a single malt, 46% alcohol by volume. Australian whiskey producer Archie Rose was founded in 2014. So last night we had one out of 2017. So still only a 10-year-old distillery. Some accolades. Archie Rose Single Malt Whiskey has been named Australia's best single malt whiskey 8 times. 8 in 10 years. In global awards, including the San Francisco World Spirits Competition, World Whiskey Masters, and the World Whiskey Awards. Impressive. So that might be a good sign of things to come. Of course, that bottle doesn't look too fancy. It makes me think of like a jug of basic whiskey that you get out of the well at a bar. Let's see. This 6 malt mash bill, although very low yielding, provides significantly richer and more expressive flavor, full of distinct Australian regional character. The distillery single malt whiskey has been matured predominantly in 100, 200, and 300 liter Australian Apera casks. Apera being similar to sherry in style, complemented by a selection of ex-bourbon and Archie Rose's own 36-month air-dried ex-rye cask. Each is coopered with a careful balance of both char and toast. So let's talk about the tasting notes, shall we? On the nose, fresh herbs, shortbread biscuits, raisins, toffee, and dark chocolate. All right. On the palate, luscious with well integrated flavors of sticky date pudding and amaretto. Finish, espresso. That's it. Okay. So, based off of the tasting notes and everything there, maybe I'm not going to enjoy it as much as I thought, but we'll see. I've read some of these tasting notes and been surprised that it doesn't taste anything like, to me, like it's described. And I'm not a sommelier or anything like that. Um, but who knows? Could be pleasantly surprised. But just again looking at those raisins with fresh herbs and dark chocolate, I don't know how I feel about that. And the finish of espresso, I'm not a big coffee guy. But let's give it a go. So this is the Archie Rose Distillery Company, and it's a product of Sydney, Australia. Single malt whiskey, 50 milliliter, 46% alcohol by volume, aged not less than 24 months. So let's give it a sniff out of the bottle. It's very subtle, but a little bit stronger than what we experienced last night. Okay, let's let it out. Let's let it breathe a little. Save a little bit for later. So darker in color, definitely has that kind of almost espresso dark coffee look to it. There's a lot more smell. It's a lot more full bodied now, letting it out of the bottle, letting it breathe a little bit. Um, but still very smooth, not pungent, not getting much stinging or any feel really in the throat from it. It's not one of those sinus openers. It's very subtle, but it's nice. It's got a nice aroma to it. Let's give it a try. Yeah, that espresso, it's there. That is all I'm getting. I don't feel like I got anything on the front, middle, or back aside from espresso. Oh, that's unfortunate because it smells nice. Yeah, that espresso is just very overwhelming. Um, so unfortunately, um, that's going to get ranked pretty down farther. However, not as bad as last night. So just so y'all know, um, box one. Again, talking about what we had the black whiskey, the Nicknean, the Beaverbach, the Stawning, Bailey Keefe, and now tonight the Archie Rose. If I had to rank them, worst to best, Bailey Keefe, hands down, worse. Um, I do not recommend, but hey, give it a shot, maybe. Next would be probably this Archie Rose. Unfortunately, for me, not being an espresso or coffee drinker, it's just down there. So that's going to come in at number 5. At number 4, the Black Whiskey of Peru, from the Andine Black Corn Whiskey, by Don Michael. It wasn't, compared to these two. The, the Black Whiskey was great. Um, However, compared to some of the others, it's 4. Next up would be Stawning, Danish whiskey. Number 2 would be Beaverbach from Germany. Quite enjoyed that one. But number 1, Nick Nean, single malt Scotch whiskey. Um, if you find the Nick Nean somewhere, I highly recommend picking it up, giving it a go. But that's going to do it on box number 1, or book number 1, Anticipation. And tomorrow we will crack open our new book, Exploration. So I look forward to joining you tomorrow for night 7 of Podmas, and I'll see you real soon.